I'm gonna send out this special request to some of my brothers and sisters out there. Thank the Most High we did get in contact with one of the sisters down there in St. Louis, and she explained that she lived downtown, and those things was happening, just like what we was talking about, how our people are responding. And one of the things she said, you know what? She said, but you know, some of them Europeans that was in that incident down in Charlottesville, some of them type of individuals, she said, yeah, they right in there too, standing toe to toe with the police. And see, here's the issue. Here's the thing that we're trying to get our people to understand is that all of these things are systematic plots to try and control you. You know, you've been baited in like you know, you bait a mouse in with a mouse trap and some crumbs. You baiting somebody in, and so you know, those little sprinkles down there that they've been doing, they've been working to an extent, but they have not gotten the results that they want to get. Now, let me just indulge me for a second. Now, imagine something happened and things took a turn for the worse in St. Louis, and let's say a gunshot popped off. Well, you know what? If you hear one gunshot, they're going to be followed by many more. Because one of the things that our white brothers always have a habit of saying is that they were in fear of their life, and so they don't hesitate to shoot. But just hypothetically say that this is what happened, and say, you know, 300 people were injured or either dead from gunshots or whatnot. What do you think is going to happen after that? Yep, you guessed it. You guessed it exactly right. You see, because it's going to spark not just something that's happening in the city behind one cop and one man, but see, when it escalates, it's going to spark a nationwide. So now what you have going on in St. Louis, you got getting ready to go on in every city in the country. And when that happens, those plans that have been put in place long time ago can now be implemented for our people's destruction. So, which leads me to another thing. You know what? You people better quit listening to all these crazy camps, and you better get in this word. That's the only thing that I'm gonna say, because everybody out here wants to be teaching something now. Everybody wants to be teaching about some laws, some statutes, and some commandments, and you want to forget about the world that you living in. Okay, some of you done gotten so heavenly minded to where you have become literally no earthly good. So in the situations or times of crisis, what are you teaching then? If you brothers was going to teach such great things and become such great teachers, why is it that people are still in the streets marching? Why is it that our people are still protesting? Just the very fact that our people are still marching and protesting is a direct sign that all of you brothers that's out here on the streets, you're on the streets in the wrong place. Because you should be on the streets in the heart of your community where the Israelites are. That is what the Messiah said. He said, I have come for the lost sheep of the house of Israel. And that is all that he dealt with. He told his followers, go not in the way of the Gentiles, but only go into the lost sheep of the house of Israel. So why are all of our brothers out here going back and forth with Europeans and going back and forth with Arabs and going back and forth with all these other brothers and in these high profile places, but we don't see you in the community where it really matters? And so every time something dumb happens, because our people have not been taught, because the ones that's supposed to really be doing the teaching are supposed to be in a specific place getting the teaching done. And so every time we see our people rise up and come out in the street with this protest and stuff, it becomes a manifestation that we are not going to the lost sheep of the house of Israel as the Most High had commanded us to. And that warning in Ezekiel 3:23 ain't gonna change. Son of man, when I say unto the wicked that he shall surely die if you don't go give him warning. Why would you want to be out here giving some European a warning about what's gonna happen to him? Or some Arab, or some African? And we're doing all of this stuff. But then again, when it comes to the people of our own house, he don't assume the responsibility for them of his own house. It's worse than an unbeliever. So don't talk to me about what you believe. If you ain't fooling with your own people like that, or we don't alienate our own people because they don't become a part of what we think that they ought to be a part of. But you ain't going where the Most High sent you to go. Okay? Everybody wants to be in a high profile place. You want to go out and deal with Jehovah's Witnesses. And you want to have a debate, on the street with somebody from another nation. You know what, man? If people get killed down there in St. Louis, the blood going to be required in our hands. And our sister, she live right downtown. She says she's right in the middle of it. The only thing she know to do is just stay in her house and cling to the word and make sure that she got food and water and the things necessary for her survival. But we're going to pray again that the Most High don't allow his people to be deceived by this. But that message for our brothers and sisters that just went forth, you brothers that's out here handling the word. When the Messiah came on the scene, he said, the Spirit of the Lord is upon me, and he had anointed me this day to preach to the poor, to set the captives free, to give sight to the blind. It was a specific group. It was a specific group that he had been anointed to reach. He said, the Lord that anointed me this day to go out here and deal with the kings, to go out here and deal with the princes, to go out here and debate with the other nations, to go out here and try to debate with the African, debate with the Muslim, debate with the European, and have a matchup, a one-on-one matchup to see who know the most about historical events. See, he didn't say none of that. He said the Lord had anointed me this day to do a specific thing where a specific group of people was concerned. And he's talking about the poor people and them that are without knowledge and them that have been cast down and forgotten about. And we get this information and this knowledge and we cease and we fail to go and take it to the people that it was given to us for. And we're going to be held accountable for it. Because if we was really doing our jobs, then our people would be getting the picture that's being painted, and they would understand what these other people are trying to do. But instead of us dealing with our own people on a one-on-one basis, on an up-close and personal basis, if there is no limelight involved, if I can't get no exposure out of it, I want to be where I can get some exposure. I want to be where I can get a good argument. Okay, yeah. So, I want some of my brothers and sisters to do us a favor, because the news is not going to cover this stuff in the proper way that it's supposed to be covered. And just want to reinforce this again, them scriptures that we use, the Most High is definitely aware of what it is that we going through. And see, our people ain't even paying no attention that the Most High is doing things right now to avenge the things that's being done to us, because they in a place that's separated from him. But right now, that hurricane is being ramped up and is already tearing up the Caribbean, which is owned by the United States. And it's about to tear up Puerto Rico, which is owned by the United States. See, all of the things that's owned by this government is going to be destroyed when God's wrath comes. And if we understood that and we was connected to the place that we was supposed to be connected to, then we could be rejoicing right now. Say, yeah, you might have took out my one brother unjustly, but look at what the Most High about to do when this hurricane get through doing the damage that it's going to do. Or look at the earthquake that just happened not too far over there in Mexico, where all their buildings is crumbling. See, I don't care who it is, but every person that have ever done anything against the children of Israel is under the assault of the Most High. But we want our brothers to understand that you could become a casualty of a war that's being fought for you. Ain't that sad? To go and die in a battle that's being fought for you, when all you have to do is be on the right side of the fence. But see, many people are right out there in the way. And when the Father seeing his wrath, then that's what they're gonna be caught up in. But you brothers that so-called want to be preachers and teachers on Facebook and on YouTube and with your street ministries and all of these things, you better put them in a proper place. Because I don't recall the Messiah going outside of the people that he came to deal with. Every now and then, somebody from the outside would wonder their way in and ask him for something because they recognized who he was. But I don't ever recall him going outside of the children of Israel. So why are the people that say that the Father sent him keep going outside of the children of Israel to deal with other people? See, if it ain't lining up with the scripture, it ain't lining up with the scripture. Everybody don't like what they hear. You understand what I'm saying? But my words is unapologetic because they are not my words. So I want some of our brothers and sisters that's aware of the situation. If you happen to capture any video footage or any of those things that's going on in St. Louis, please send them to me. Send me something so I can stay on top of this. We're going to keep on blowing the trumpet. I know I ain't but one person. I'm only one person. But I have thousands of brothers and sisters. Thousands of brothers and sisters like-minded. We don't want to see our people destroyed. So we must go out of our way to try and protect them. And if you know people in these places, you need to ping their phones and get them these video resources so that they can understand what's really happening. You are being set up for your own destruction. And if you mess around and kill 100 of them, now the whole family of Israel have to rise up and try to fight a battle that the Father said we could not win because we didn't have the might to do it. Shalom. Peace out.